The environment of business. Introduction. Just like human beings, business also does not function in an isolated vacuum. Businesses function within a whole gambit of relevance environment and have to negotiate their way through it. The extent to which the business thrives depends on the manner in which it interacts with its environment. A business which continually remains passive to the relevant changes of the environment is destined to gradually fade away in oblivion. To be successful business is not only to recognize different elements of the environment, but also respect, adapt to, and have to manage and influence them. The business must continuously monitor and adapt to the environment if it is to survive and prosper. The basic challenge before any company is its survival. For long-term survival, a company must have at least the following two capabilities: the ability to prosper and the ability to change. Environment consists of factors that are largely, if not totally, external and beyond the control of individual industrial enterprises and their managements. These are essentially the givers within which flows and their management must separate in a specific country, and they vary often greatly from country to economy.
Characteristics of business environment. First, totality of external forces. Second, specific and general forces. Third, interrelatedness. Fourth, uncertainty. Fifth, dynamic nature. Sixth, relativity. Seventh, complexity. First, totality of external forces. Business environment is the sum total of all the forces or factors external to a business firm. Specific and general forces. Business environment includes both specific and general forces. Specific forces include investors, competitors, customers, etc. Second, specific and general forces. Specific forces include those forces which directly affect the activities of the organization. Examples of specific forces are customers and investors. General forces are those forces which indirectly affect the organizations. Third, interrelatedness. Different elements of business environment are closely interrelated and interdependent. A change in one element affects the other elements. Economic environment influences the non-economic environment, which in turn affects the economic conditions. Fourth, uncertainty. Business uncertainty refers to situations in which businesses face risk that can't be foreseen or measured. During these times, it may be hard for businesses to predict their performance due to unprecedented to constantly changing events. Fifth, dynamic nature. Business environment is dynamic in nature because it keeps on changing or uncertainty. For example, change in government policies, change in taste and choice of the customer, and change in technology. Sixth, relativity. Business environment is a relative concept whose impact differs from country to country, region to region, and firm to firm. For example, a shift of preference from soft drinks to juices will be welcomed as an opportunity by juice-making companies, while a threat to soft drink manufacturers. And the last one is complexity. Complexity refers to the number of elements in the organization's environment and their connections. In a highly complex environment, these are many variables that can affect the company. The variables are hard to identify and measure and are connected in ways that are hard to understand. Importance of business environment. First, it helps to identify opportunities and getting the first mover advantage instead of losing them to the competitors. Second, it helps to identify threats on time, which serves as an early warning signal. Third, it helps in tapping useful resources so that it can convert them into output that an environment desires.
Relationship between an organization and its environment. An organization environment is a major consideration in strategic assessment. The environment is the source of resources that the organization needs. It provides opportunities and threats, and it influences the various strategic decisions the executive must make. Environmental influence on business. According to Barry M. Richman and Melvin Copen, environment factors or constraints are largely, if not totally, external and beyond the control of individual industrial enterprises and their managements. There are essentially the rivers within which firms and their management must operate in a specific country, and they vary often greatly from country to country. The four main environment issues that are most likely to influence the activities of a business are climate change, pollution, sustainability, and waste reductions. Environmental analysis. Environmental analysis is a process of identifying the relevant factors that have a direct or indirect impact on the effective and efficient functioning of the business. In other words, environmental analysis is a strategic tool. It is a process to identify all the external and internal elements which can affect the organization's performance. The analysis entails assessing the level of threat or opportunity the factors might present. These evaluations are later translated into the decision-making process. The analysis helps align strategic with the firm's environment. The steps in environmental analysis are 1. Scanning, 2. Monitoring, 3. Forecasting, and 4. Assessment. Scanning. It involves information gathering for assessing the nature of the environment in terms of uncertainty, complexity, and dynamism. Monitoring. It involves tracking environmental trends and events. Forecasting. It lays out a path of anticipated changes. Assessment. This step identifies key opportunities and threats. Utility of environment analysis. Environmental analysis helps the strategies in the following manner: in anticipation of opportunities, in planning or taking optimal responses to these opportunities, in developing an early warning system to prevent threats, or in developing the strategies which can turn a threat to the firm's advantage. Goals of environment analysis. The three basic goals of environment analysis are as follows. A. To provide an understanding of current and potential changes taking place in the environment. B. To provide inputs or strategic decision-making. C. To facilitate and their faster strategic thinking in organizations. Environmental scanning. Environmental scanning is the ongoing tracking of trends and occurrences in an organization, internal and external environment that bear on its success currently and in the future. The results are extremely useful in shaping goals and strategies. Environmental scanning can be defined as a process by which organizations monitor the relevant environment to identify opportunities and threats affecting their business for the purpose of taking strategic decisions. In other words, it is the process of gathering information regarding company's environment, analysis it, and forecasting the impact of all predictable environmental changes. Environmental scanning is one of the business tactics in which it holistically aids the business in gathering relevant, factual, and beneficial information for your business to prosper. This is used to assess the business environment if there is something to improve in their market, something that they need to develop or change in their business marketing, considering threats and opportunities in their business, possible affiliations, partnerships to boost the business and make it more profitable, and the like. Importance. Environmental scanning is the process by which organizations monitor the relevant environment to identify opportunities and threats affecting their business. With the help of environmental scanning, an enterprise can consider the impact of different events, trends, issues, and expectations on its business operations. Firms which systematically analyze and diagnose the environment are more effective than those which do not. For example, some Indian firms suffered considerably because they failed to appreciate the tightening regulation against environmental pollution.
Components of business environment. Internal. It combines the factors that exist within the company. These are human resources, value system, vision and mission, labor union, and corporate culture. External. An external environment includes those outside factors that exercise an influence on a business operation. It is further classified into two segments, and that is macro and micro. SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Analysis is a framework used to evaluate a company's competitive position and to develop strategic planning. SWOT analysis assesses internal and external factors as well as current and future potential. A SWOT analysis is designed to facilitate a realistic, fact-based, data-driven look at the strengths and weaknesses of an organization, initiatives, or within its industry.